Today we're going to learn about an exotic Git functionality called Git Rerere, and it stands for Reuse Recorded Resolution. It makes handling merge conflicts easier, and most of you guys probably don't know about this. So if you like this video, let me know by hitting a like button and subscribing, and now let us get right into it. Alright, so let's get started right away. We're going to talk about Git Rerere, and we're not going to read through all this because this is actually a functionality that a lot of people don't know about, but it's quite simple to understand. It's not complicated at all. As I mentioned, it stands for Reuse Recorded Resolution, and basically, to put it simply, what this means is that we reapply merge conflict resolutions that we already had in the past. Now, of course, you won't understand this if you don't know what Git is. So if you are a Git beginner, this is not the video for you. I have a crash course that I recently published on my channel. But for those of you who already know Git and work with it, this might be an interesting thing to look at. It's actually just a configuration setting. So you can see here, you enable it by saying git config rerere enabled true. You can do that locally or globally. And instead of talking about this too long, I'm going to show you a demo. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new repository here on my GitHub account. Let's call this Git Rerere. And I'm just going to make this private here. I'm going to create it. I'm going to use SSH to clone it in my tutorial directory. So git clone and then this. Now we have the Git Rerere repo on my system. I'm going to move this away and we're going to go with the simplest example possible. So I'm going to create a file here called main.py, and we're going to say that there's a print statement in here that prints some number, I don't know, 156, for example. Doesn't really matter, there is some content in this file. And now I can add this file and I can commit this file. Let's just use something as a commit message and I can push this to main. That's it. Now we have a file on our repo. Now what I want to do is I want to cause a merge conflict, and we're going to keep it as simple as possible so you get the gist of Git Rerere. First of all, let's enable it though. We're going to say git config rerere.enabled is going to be true. You can also check it if that is now true. You can set it globally or locally for this specific repository. And now we're going to make some changes in a separate branch. So I'm going to say git switch create, and then I'm going to call this f1, feature 1, fix 1, whatever. And I'm going to change the value here to 0 for whatever reason. Again, this is a very trivial Hello World example just so you understand what this feature actually does. And for this here now, I'm going to say git add main py. I'm going to say git commit. We're going to use stuff as a commit message here to keep it simple. Git push set upstream origin f1. And now we have something on this branch. We can go back to main. And here we're going to make another change to this file, which is going to be setting this to 100, for example. So on our feature branch, we set this to 0. On our main branch, we changed this to 100. So now we have two changes on two different branches. If I now add and commit this as well, let's do ABC as a commit message here. If I just push this, now we have a certain state. We can also take a look at this visually in the graphical Git client. We have our initial point here. We go to the right to a separate branch. Main also changed something, and now we want to do a merge. So now I'm on main. I'm going to do git merge and f1, and this of course causes a merge conflict because we have conflicting changes. So I have to go into main py, and you can see now there is a problem here because one change set this to 100, another change set this to 0. What do you actually want to do? This right here is, you could say, a signature of a merge conflict. And basically this means that our head, our main branch here, sets this to 100, and the other side, the F1 branch, sets this to 0. And the moment we see something like this and resolve it, this is recorded by Git Rerere. So if we see something like this exactly in the same format, again, it's just automatically going to resolve it. This is what Git Rerere does. And whatever I choose to do now, if I say print something in the middle, like 50, for example, that is now resolved, and this is recorded by Git Rerere. So I can now say git add main, git merge continue, and then I can say git push. This is of course gonna work. So git g, you can see that this is merged into main, and now I can repeat the exact same thing with another file, and it's going to happen automatically. So let's do this quickly. I'm going to create main2.py here. We're going to do print something again, doesn't really matter, just so we have some base version here. Then I'm going to say git add main2, git commit, message is going to be ABC again, git push. Now we have the file on main again. clear git switch create. We're going to go for F2. Here I'm going to go into main2 py again, and I'm going to change this again to 0. So I can save this, and I can just go again, add git commit. I'm going to use ABC all the time here now. Git push set upstream, or I think it was dash dash set upstream origin F2. There you go. Then git switch main. Now main2, change this to 100 again. So exactly the same scenario as before. Git add main2, git commit, ABC, and now git push. And now, of course, if I try to merge, we would be expecting the same merge conflict. So if I say git merge F2, you will see there is a merge conflict. But if I go into the file main2, this is already automatically resolved to 50. This is what Git Rerere does. Now, there are a couple of things to consider. First of all, there are some things that don't matter, like the order. If you have 0 on one branch and 100 on the other branch, it doesn't matter if you have 100 on one branch and 0 on the other. So that is basically the same conflict, and it resolves it in the same way. So if I go ahead now and I create main3.py, and I do the same thing here, I just print some number, and then I go and commit this to main. This git push, and then I do the same thing as before. So I have to go git switch and then dash dash create F3, and I go to this file here, main3py, and I change this to 100 on this side now. So we do it in the opposite order, or the opposite order basically. Git add main3, git commit, ABC, git push. Don't forget the upstream origin F3, and then git switch main. And here now I go and say main3py will have 0. So now we're doing it in the other direction. Then of course I can do this here as well. Git commit, git push, and then we're gonna do git merge F3, and it will have the same effect as before, because it doesn't matter if I have 100 on the other one and 0 here, or 0 on the other one and 100 here. That's the same thing. However, context does matter. And if you don't have the exact surrounding context, the exact same surrounding context, this is not going to trigger. So what's important is, first of all, let me merge this. I'm going to say git add main3 and git merge continue. And then we're going to push. But I'm going to show you another example, which is going to be main4. Because in main4 now, we're going to have a different context. If I say print hello, for example, we have different lines coming before our statement that we're manipulating here. So I'm going to put a number here as well. And here I'm going to say world. So now we have a different surrounding context. This is not going to be recognized as the exact same thing. So if I just add this, I just commit this, and then I push this. We're going to do a git switch dash dash create again, F4. And here I'm going to go into main4. I'm going to do again 0, then git add main, git commit, and then git push with the upstream again. So origin F4, then git switch main, main4. We're going to change this to 100. This is not going to auto-resolve it because we have different context. So git push, and then if we do git merge F4, now we're going to see that main4 is unresolved. I still have to resolve this manually, even though it's the same conflict. It's not the same conflict because it has a different context. Makes sense, of course. You don't want to always have the same replacement necessarily if it's a different context. So if the lines afterwards and the lines before differ, that's going to be an issue. It's not going to auto-resolve it. However, if I do this here again, let's say I resolve this here differently, I don't go with 25 or with 50, I go with, let's say 40. So that's now a different scenario. Then I can, of course, also add this, continue the merge, push. And if I repeat this now, this is going to be the last thing I show you here. If I do this one more time with main5, and I have the exact same scenario, then of course it's going to work. So if I have, again, print hello, print world, and in between we have some number that is being printed, git add main5, git commit, push, and then git switch F5. Actually, we need to say git switch dash dash create F5. And here now, if I go to main5 and I change this to 0, commit it, push it again with the set upstream. Then I go to main, change it here to 100. Then again, we have the exact same conflict, also with the same context. So now if I add this, we will see that when I try to do a git merge F5, we will have the conflict again, but automatically resolved to 40. So this is a different kind of conflict that we have now saved. So Git Rerere takes the exact same merge conflicts across files, across branches, doesn't matter in which order, and just resolves them for you automatically. So this is a very nice setting if you want this feature. So that's it for this video today. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. If so, let me know by hitting a like button and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. Also, in case you're interested, on my website, you will find a services tab and a tutoring tab that you can contact me if you need help with a project, if you need a freelancer, if you want me to teach you something. Besides that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to not miss a single future video for free. Other than that, thank you much for watching. See you in the next video and bye.